Hey super nerdy sisters, I hope you are all doing well. Since there's no set theme for this week, I thought I would talk about what I know best, which is books. I thought it might be fun to do like a list of romancy stories you might want to read this February since Valentine's Day is coming up. I know personally my favorite way to celebrate Valentine's Day is with a good love story. What other better thing is there than fictional boys? So I'm just going to go through some of my favorites and maybe you guys will want to pick some up. So let's get started. So my personal favorite romance books are the Stephanie Perkins books, which I'm sure you guys are all sick of me talking about these, but I'll just go through them one more time just in case you haven't heard me talk about them enough. So the books are Anna and the French Kiss, Lola and the Boy Next Door, and Isla and the Happily Ever After. And I'll briefly go through each one for you. Anna and the French Kiss is the first one in the series, and I can't really decide if I like this one or Lola better. I kind of like them both equally. But basically, this girl named Anna Oliphant goes to spend her senior year of high school in Paris, and she meets this boy named Etienne St. Clair and falls in love with him. And it's just really cute. Obviously, I really like French culture, so I really enjoy this book. I think the setting for this is probably my favorite part, just reading about Paris and wanting to go there. And the second book in the series, which they're standalone novels, but the characters reappear, so you should probably read them in order if you want to, is Lola and the Boy Next Door. And this, I think the characters in this one are my favorite, where I like the setting and the plot of Anna and the French Kiss more. I really like Lola and Cricket. So basically this is about a girl named Lola Nolan. She likes to wear a lot of costumes, which is really cool. I enjoy reading about all of her crazy costume ideas. And she falls in love with the cute, geeky science nerd boy next door named Cricket Bell, which Cricket is pretty much my literary soulmate. I love him. He's probably my #1 fictional boy character. So yes, I am in love with him. And I just love this book. I've read it so many times. Oh, and it's set in San Francisco, which is cool. Then the last book in the series is Isla and the Happily Ever After, which came out this summer and was kind of a disappointment to me. It's definitely not as good as the other books, for sure. It's about a girl named Isla Martin who falls in love with a guy named Josh Wasserstein, I think. And they're both characters that had appeared in Anna and the French Kiss previously. But it's just not as good, and I feel like the reason why is because there isn't one specific setting. Like, Anna is set in Paris, and Lola's in San Francisco. This one's in New York, Paris, and Barcelona. So it's kind of a mishmash, and it's just not as good. The plot's not that good. So yes, that's Stephanie Perkins for ya. So my second favorite romance contemporary stories are all by Rainbow Rowell, which I'm sure you've also heard me talk about her a lot, but they're my favorites. What can you do? Unfortunately, I don't have any Rainbow books with me here, but I just want to kind of go through. My favorite one's Fangirl. I know I've talked about that one on this channel before. It's about a girl who goes to college and writes basically Harry Potter fan fiction. My second favorite book of hers is Eleanor and Park, about a pair of two misfits who are kind of bullied and fall in love. And Gabby's reading that right now. I hope she's enjoying it. And third favorite is Attachments, which is I honestly don't remember what Attachments is about really that much. I read it a long time ago, but I think it's about these two people that work at the same newspaper office, and the guy is like monitoring emails to make sure no one's talking about anything inappropriate, and he like reads these conversations between these two friends and starts to like fall for one of the girls. So that's really cute. Oop, lighting's going all weird. Sorry, webcam problems. And then, well, actually, I think Attachments and Landline are kind of the same in my book, but yeah, Landline is about a woman who's having some marriage issues, and then she finds this time-traveling telephone which allows her to speak to her husband when they first met and fall in love with him. So yeah, and Rainbow's books I feel like are a little more, whereas the Stephanie Perkins books are really, really happy and cute, and there's really nothing wrong in them. The Rainbow Rowell books are a little more deep, which is why I'm putting them second favorite on the list of good books for Valentine's Day. So the third set of books that I want to talk about are actually going to be kind of a surprise. I don't think I've ever talked about this author to any of you guys, so here's a pleasant surprise. I really like her. And that author is Morgan Matson. I read my favorite of her books this last summer because it just recently came out, and it's called Since You've Been Gone. It's about this girl whose best friend kind of disappears, and she's kind of wild and crazy. Her best friend, which is Sloane. So she leaves the main character. I don't remember her name. I feel like it's Emily or something. But yeah, she leaves her a list of like things to do to get her out of her comfort zone. Like I think she has to go apple picking at some weird hour or something. I don't really remember. But it was so cute. I really liked it. It's more on par with like the Stephanie Perkins level of cute. But yeah, that one was really good. Why is the lighting so weird? And then another book of hers that I really like is called Second Chance Summer, about a girl who's having like family issues, and she used to have a summer home with a lot of people that she really cared about there, including a guy she liked named Henry, who's adorable. But anyway, they I can't remember what happens, but they stop going there for the summer for some reason. And then when they start having family issues, I believe her dad is sick. They go back to it, and she rekindles with all her friends, and then she meets the guy again. That one's really cute. And then probably my least favorite of hers, but the one you all may have heard of, is Amy and Roger's Epic Detour. And that one was okay. I recommend it, but it wasn't my favorite. It's about a girl whose dad just died who goes on a road trip with a family friend, I believe, and they just go traveling everywhere. The coolest thing about that one is that it has playlists included. And I think Since You've Been Gone did too, but Amy and Roger's Epic Detour was the first one I saw with playlists, and I thought that was a really cool idea. Okay, so the next ones I want to talk about are not really specific authors. They're more like just standalones, so I'll go through them pretty quickly. The first one is Dash and Lily's Book of Dares by David Levithan and Rachel Kahn. And this one is actually set at Christmas time, but you can really read it all year round. I mean, it's like best when you read it at Christmas because you're in the spirit, but it's still good. Anyway, it's about this girl named Lily who leaves a kind of list of instructions in a red notebook at a bookstore, and then Dash, the other character, the boy, finds it, and they kind of like leave like almost like a little scavenger hunt for each other, and they like pass the notebook back and forth and do all these challenges and things. It's really cute. The next one I want to talk about is one that I just read last week. It's called To All the Boys I Loved Before by Jenny Han, and I was inspired to read this by Yulin Kuang's adaptation of it, of the prologue, so you should watch that. But the book was super cute. It's about this girl named Laura Jean who, whenever she has a crush on a guy, she like writes him a letter getting all her feelings out, and then she puts the letter in this vintage hat box that she has, and she kind of forgets about the guy. She's done with him, doesn't need to go back on that. But then mysteriously someone sends all of her letters to her old crushes, and of course havoc ensues. But yeah, I really liked it. It was a lot cuter than I expected it to be. The next book I want to talk about is Into the Wild Nerd Yonder by Julie Halpern, and it's about a girl who doesn't really know where her place is in high school. She kind of doesn't really fit into any cliques, so she's trying to figure out where she belongs, and she ends up with this group of people who play Dungeons and Dragons all the time, and she plays with them, and she goes to a Renaissance fair with them. And then, of course, there's another guy she falls in love with. What's the common theme here? And his name is Henry also. I have a thing for guys named Henry. So it's a lot of the main characters' names are named Henry. But yeah, I thought that one was really cute. It's pretty short. It's a really quick read. And I was really surprised because it was just like a random library pick. But I loved it. I thought it was really cute. I wish it was a lot longer because I just really enjoyed it. The next one I'm going to talk about is, of course, Jane Eyre. You know I couldn't talk about books without talking about Jane Eyre, my all-time favorite. But yeah, this one's just a classic. It's a gothic novel. There's romance, there's drama. I'm sure you all know. Just if you haven't read it yet, you should read it. And I think Nicole said she was going to read it, so yay! I'm so excited for that. The next book is Austenland. I know we had our Valentine's Day party thing where we watched Austenland and ate cupcakes that one time. But if you haven't read the book version, what are you waiting for? It's excellent. So if you need more nobly in your life, you should read it for sure. And that's it. I read a lot of romance novels in my day, like a lot. So there's probably like a ton more I could talk about. Those are the most significant ones, and I know it was kind of a lot. So I'll be making a Goodreads bookshelf called February Books, specifically with the books that I mentioned, and I'll put a link to my Goodreads in the description. So if you want to go check out all the books I mentioned, they will be on there. And I hope you guys end up deciding to read one to get yourself in the Valentine's Day spirit. And if you do, make sure you let me know because I would love to talk about it with you. So I hope you guys are all having an excellent week. I have a midterm tomorrow, so I gotta get back to studying. But yeah, I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye!